EU GCCA project, we have 6 components, 5 of which are technical and 1 administrative and management. Component 1 provides the countries in the region with capacity to predict future climates. Here we support climate modeling and also the provision of mapping services to the countries. Specifically for Belize, what we have done is that we have provided support to climate modeling, and that goes through the Met Services and other government departments. We have established with the Met Service a climate change data node. What we have done here is that we have provided assistance to the Met Service to actually transform hard copy data into digital format so they can better use and analyze those data sets. We have provided the assistance to conduct a number of studies by training nationals. This particular course here was to provide training in the use of climate models, and we have provided assistance to prepare a national adaptation strategy in the agriculture sector to address climate change. That work is currently underway. It should have been completed in June. It is still not yet complete, but we're hoping it will be completed by the end of this month. We have received the draft final report. The government is now reviewing that report, and hopefully we should conclude the process at the end of September. In component 2, we provide support to national governments to help them monitor the climate. Here, specifically for Belize, what we have done, we have provided a coral reef early warning system station that is located in the South Water Key region, and it provides data on the climate parameters, both above the ocean and below the ocean. Parameters are measured there. And we also provide the government with the Met Service stations, as I said before. Component 3 is where we do the assessments. Here we do, basically for Belize, we provided training for participants in the conduct of vulnerability assessments, and the intention here is that those individuals trained will be able to conduct these assessments on their own. We actually are providing assistance along with our partners from Cuba to conduct this particular integrated vulnerability assessment for coastal Belize, with focus on flooding and how we will prepare to respond to flooding in the future. We developed a climate risk management tool called the Caribbean Climate Online Risk Assessment Tool. It's called CCCCA for short, even though the last L there is not actually in the name, it's in the last letter from tool, but it's still called CCCCA. That workshop was held in Belize here in October of last year, where participants from the project countries came into Belize. They were trained there, and of course 6 participants from Belize were also trained in that course. And then we plan to roll out that course with the Ministry of Economic Development, the Ministry of Finance, to use that particular tool to help them to develop and plan projects that will include climate change risk management. Under component 4, This is where we have spent the most money in the project. Actually, we helped the countries to develop adaptation pilot projects, and the particular one for Belize is to help the BWS, Belize Water Services, in Kikaka. Their station is currently operated using fossil fuel, and we intend to help them to change that particular fuel source to renewable energy. Up on the slide there, you will see where we are conducting the preparation of the National Climate Change Policy, Strategy and Action Plan. And this particular action is very important. Belize is one of only 2 countries out of the 16 project countries that actually requested preparation of national climate change policy. The other country being Suriname. When the request came in from Belize to do this, the UNDP, through the 3rd National Communication Project, was also included as a partner, and that cooperation has borne very good fruits, and today you will see the outputs of the process. And we are hoping that eventually that will be something that will go to cabinet. It will be adopted as national policy that will guide future government dealings with climate change, and also to serve as a resource mobilization tool for the country. That is to use to raise funds to support development. I mentioned this one already, and under component 5, we help the countries to build their capacities to deal with mitigation. And in particular for Belize, we have one renewable energy / adaptation action, where we received a request from the government of Belize to provide assistance to the Flowers Bank community group. That group existed before the project. They were producing Cahoon oil, but using the traditional method of boiling the oil and roasting and so forth. What this assistance will do is to enable the Flowers Bank community group to produce cold pressed and filtered virgin Cahoon oil, which is reputed to be of better quality and will fetch more on the market. And additionally, the project will provide assistance for the community group to produce meal to be used as feed, and also to produce charcoal to be used as fuel, both for barbecue, etc., and also filter purposes. And we are investing $300,000 actually. It's our biggest investment in Belize on the project. And we hope it is something that will be useful to the community and to the country overall. We also provide assistance to countries to deal with climate change and what is called RED and RED Plus. And here we have on the books planned to host a 1-week training course where Belize will also participate, and that training program will be before the end of the year, and we expect at least 2 participants from Belize to be in that. And we further, in response to the changing environment in the climate change negotiations, we will be providing the countries with support to develop capacity to prepare their greenhouse inventories and to develop low carbon development strategies. And of course, Belize will also benefit directly from those particular actions. And that is the end of my presentation. I thank you very much for listening, and hope the information provided was useful and will enhance your knowledge of the 5 C's on the EU GCCA project. Thank you.